Welcome back, dance friends. We are going to take a couple days off from our product reviews videos. I have a couple questions that people have posted in the comments I would love to answer, but we will get back to those next week, I promise. Also, Saturday mornings, I like to share a video that is a ballroom technique tips video. So I will be sharing that one tomorrow morning. But I promise you, I will get back to our product reviews and of course, prize giveaways for our subscribers next week. Our friend Camille has a great question she posted in the comments, and I will read that to you now. Sunny, I have so many questions that are irrelevant to my lessons, so I don't ask my teachers. It's nice to be able to learn about the non-ballroom dance stuff elsewhere. Can you talk a little bit about how to use mixed proficiency as a true amateur mixed level couple? It seems like, in fact, it's used in teacher-student situations. But if there's a huge proficiency difference in my only local partner option, can we use it for a while? Even if they are ultimately our regular partner? So this is a great question. I'm sure many of us have these same thoughts in the back of our head. It's especially confusing because we have a couple kind of dance organizational bodies in the United States that compete with each other a little bit for power. And so they both run their own separate sanctioned competitions, and they both have their own rule book and their own labels for these different categories. So let me break down the different kind of categories that we can enter in competitions, okay? This should be super helpful. Okay, number one, we have professional. This is when I, as a professional, compete with my partner, also a professional dancer. In the professional divisions, these would be in NDCA comps. We have no syllabus levels in professional competition like we do in Pro-Am or amateur comps. So that's all essentially championship level dancing, and they just have Rising Star and Open categories for professionals. Okay, number two, we have Pro-Am. Pro-Am competition is when I, as the teacher, compete with a student. Naturally, the teacher is quite a bit more skilled than the student, and I dance to whatever that student's skill level is. And Pro-Am is the title we use when we enter NDCA sanctioned competitions. That's when the teacher dances with the student, and the teacher must be registered with the NDCA as a teacher. Okay, next up, we have teacher-student. Okay, now that is the same, essentially, division where a teacher will dance with their student, but this is offered in USA Dance sanctioned competitions. The difference being that teacher does not actually have to be a professional level dancer, 0 NDCA membership required. And so this could be a higher level amateur that is just dancing with a student, even though they're not technically a professional dancer. They will call themselves a teacher or this is my student, but they're actually just an amateur. Also, if you are a professional registered with the NDCA, dancing with a student, you can also enter that teacher-student division. Although I have personally never seen that happen. Here's why. Going back to the politics, the NDCA will impose sanctions against registered professionals who dance or work in comps outside of NDCA sanctioned comps. So there's some behind the scenes stuff that goes on there, but that is what the teacher-student division is. Okay, let's compare that to mixed proficiency. Sorry, this is so confusing, guys. So many layers. So mixed proficiency can be done in USA Dance Comps and NDCA Comps. And this is where two amateur students who are of different skill levels enter one skill level together, and that skill level is always the level of the lower level student. And in that case, it is only the lower level dancer that is judged. Now, I have seen in mixed proficiency, essentially teacher-student, where the teacher is an amateur as well. And in that case, the student will pay their partner to dance with them in either that mixed proficiency or teacher-student category. Okay, guys? So I have seen quite a bit of that at the USA Dance Comps, not so much the NDCA. And I actually love this category because it enables so many more people to be able to participate in competition, because we all know it can be very difficult to find a partner for competition that's of commensurate skill level. So I love the mixed proficiency levels. And in answer to your mixed proficiency question, Camille, yes, you can start out mixed proficiency, say where your gold level partner has partnered out of bronze. They can temporarily compete with you in bronze in the mixed proficiency until you get up to that gold level. And then you would switch to the amateur division. Amateur is where the amateur competes with an amateur at essentially the same skill level, and you would both do silver together, or both do gold together, both do pre-champ together. And there are limitations in the USA Dance rules. You can't enter everything, but for example, it is allowed in the rules as for an amateur couple to enter silver, gold, and novice in the same comp as 3 different divisions. And I love that they let you enter multiple categories. This gives you more opportunity to get floor time on that comp floor. And a lot of the kind of overcoming nerves aspect of doing your best in competition is just exposure therapy. The more minutes you can be on the floor, the more you'll learn, and the less nervous you'll be the next time you compete, so the better you'll perform then as well, guys. I have never personally seen an advanced level amateur seek out a lower level student for mixed proficiency. Perhaps that happens. If that happens in your neck of the woods, I'd love to hear about that. Comment below. It is just nothing I've ever seen in my region of the country. I am broadcasting here from the Pacific Northwest, and the United States is a huge place. The cultures vary quite a bit, coast to coast. So if it's different in your town, please share that with us. I'd love hearing about that too. What happens in the case of my dance community in the Northwest, the teacher identifies, oh, this lower level student really wants an amateur. They've told me they want to compete. They told me they wish they had a partner. I cannot think of any commensurate skill level partner options for them in town. But I do have this other student who is a higher level. They would be happy to dance with them, and I will partner those guys up. And usually in the case of the Pacific Northwest, my region of the country, that lower level student does pay the higher level amateur to dance with them at that comp, albeit at significantly cheaper prices than they would pay a pro-am teacher, which is absolutely should be the case. The pro-am teacher is a very experienced, professional, legitimate, trained, championship level dancer. They're going to be able to make the student look a lot better than that amateur say, gold level student. Either one's a great option, guys. I think competing in any category that you can get your little mitts on is going to benefit your dancing. Okay, now I unfortunately am already past that 10-minute mark, guys, so I'm going to do a follow-up video on this tomorrow. Give you a little more detail on how this works. And oh, wait a second. No, I got my tech video tomorrow. Okay, the day after tomorrow, I will follow up on this and share some more kind of background on what happens behind the scene in mixed proficiency, teacher-student. I have another division I'll touch on, teacher-teacher, and we'll talk about that Sunday. Okay, see you soon. Happy dancing, guys.